potential for the team fights.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure what the answer here was going to be from Fnatic, because Mkoi was hovering the Bard, and if you change over to the Bard, I feel like it changes a lot of the identity that Fnatic had here, because it ends up teetering more into that pick style composition with the Bard.
Around the side first, we'll see if he can make this happen against JoJo, waiting for the minions to at least push up as far as they can so they don't see him early. JoJo without that flash from Razork into the point and click stun. It's done. First blood, Fnatic.
Great
Level 6, you catch somebody off guard with an early ultimate, but now it's Mkoi invading the jungle. Razork trying to clear his blue buff here, as now it's a flash engage. Razork, remember, he already used his flash to make the play earlier, but now JoJo gets his revenge. Just to keep an eye on it, just to make sure they're not going to try to sneak that one away after seeing Razork show up down here, but instead it's the mid lane. That's your target, beautifully done from Elyoya and Alvaro to set it up for JoJo to knock it down. Kill is dead, he's just making his way back out onto the map right now, and JoJo and Elyoya have plenty of damage to be able to secure this first objective. So that one's done, and nicely on top of that, if you note in the top left, it's still 50 seconds.
They're going to start up the objective, at least get one. Looks like they don't want to contest for more.
First grub already secured there with the smite, and now they're going to go in. Supreme display of talent onto Mickey. He's already down. Feet of Warfare claimed by Mkoi. Razork wants to get away, but here comes the Realm Warp to seal his fate. He'll warp straight into the grave. It's a double kill for the Zeri, for Supa. It's a 4-1 game with a 2,000 gold lead, and every single grub is going to go the way of Mkoi. This early game, they are slamming it.
And the fact that Fnatic couldn't match those lane assignments from Mkoi came back to bite them. Mkoi get pushed mid, JoJo's able to isolate Upset from being able to join in the fight, and in a 3v4, Mkoi take down Fnatic.
This is a rough game state here for Fnatic now. Hex flash over the wall though from Mickey. Here comes your Grand Starfall from Razork. Supa's gonna die for sure. Shut down for Razork means Fnatic at least gets something back there to staunch the bleeding.
Yeah, still, the kill going to Razork isn't ideal. They would have liked to have given that to Oscarinen to try and have something, but Mickey gone too far forward.
Yeah, Mickey very far forward into enemy territory. The Alistar's got to be careful here. Elyoya does a lot of damage on this Kiana. Oscarinen returning a little bit of fire, just trying to create an escape route here for his support. But now Oscarinen locked down. JoJo cannot arrive in time, however. No flash available on that rise to try to get in there for the extra damage. Mickey down to 50 into the tier 1. Wants to get this first plate. Does a lot of damage to Oscar, but now got to be a little bit careful. Here's public execution. JoJo taking a ton of damage from the initial Ambessa burst. Teleport coming in to try to save JoJo, but he cannot stay alive long enough. Nice. So it is just going to be a 4v4, unless you can try to get Sion out of the lane and use the ulti, but no, the Dragon is already secured, and considering
because one of the things I love about Pantheon and Ambessa is that setup, but Mickey wants to be that setup.
Yeah, Mickey trying to set it up for the Cassiopeia, gets trapped in the Rune Prison here as JoJo wants to buy a little time with the Phase Rush. Elyoya's coming around from the side. JoJo wanted to use the Realm Warp to get away, but he's trapped in the Petrifying Gaze. Redemption coming down, but JoJo is already dead. Elyoya can ready. Oscarinen here off to the side. Elyoya looking to distract him, as now Mkoi wants to move forward. Fnatic all grouped up around the pit. Alvaro going in here with a quickness, as immediately Razork going to lose about half HP, but now Alvaro is all trapped up. It's the first kill going over to Fnatic. Razork still low, but he ain't dead yet. Supreme display of talent, going to find multiple targets here, but everybody on Fnatic still hanging on for now. Finally, Razork is going to die. Upset and Poby still staying alive for now as Oscarinen is down to 200 HP. Mkoi are cutting off the escapes, and they are cutting off the hopes of Fnatic. Upset and Mickey trying to get themselves away back through the tribe rush. Elyoya and JoJo on the chase. Mickey with the flash over the wall, but Supa is ready to tumble right after him. Upset, the last man standing. He's going to summon up the Herald to try to get away. Maybe try to take the taxi home. A little bit more damage might just be able to stop him, but no. Upset will use the Herald to be the only man on Fnatic who survived.
But that was supposed to be the only silver lining for them, and it's Upset who has to use it to escape. Mkoi played that fight so incredibly well, but Razork finds Elyoya.
Yeah, Elyoya sticking around a little bit too long, perhaps. Dodges the Comet Spear there, as the Herald makes a very long walk back down the top lane, and this could be a very long journey back to the fountain, although it might actually be for Mkoi, as Fnatic is ready to try to punish this invade. Alvaro first to die, as Mirwin now locked up by the Blade Caller, and it looks like he's got nowhere to go but a gray screen. Does try to pop the ulti there, is interrupted by Mickey X, and Fnatic continue the chase after the Scion. He's pretty tanky, but surely they're able to catch up to him here. Decimating Smash to try to make a little bit of extra distance, but no, it's Headbutt Pulverize, and with a shutdown go.
Top tower, plus you're getting set up for the Dragon now that's about to spawn. That was halving their gold lead just immediately off a bad play.
Oh, but the lightning crash. It's going to be Mkoi the target now as Razork immediately gives his life over right next to it. Fnatic, they get an amazing punish. They force Mkoi into instead is just one step closer to Mkoi securing a very early soul.
Lars, what in the name of God is going on?
This is a bit of a crazy game, my friend. We've got 18 kills in 18 minutes, but
they're now getting access to this bottom side and starting to crack open the turrets in their favor. And with Jojo having this lead, he is now in a very strong
embrace. Over on the other side, it is 8 stacks for Jojo's rise on his Roa as Elyoya with a supreme display of talent right back into the wall. Razork thought he was fighting for a red buff. He was fighting for his life, and he'll lose that fight. Mkoi, they take away the enemy jungler from the map for the next 27 seconds, and now they'll just easily rotate up towards that top lane, take down the remaining tier 1 turret from Fnatic, pick a couple of flower petals along the way. They'll place him on the grave of Razork. 21 minutes without somebody trying to attack him. It's pretty surprising.
Which is kind of rude if you think about it. You know?
He's just not welcome on the Rift, except this time around, because they got the free pick right beforehand, there's just no way for Fnatic to try to challenge. So it ends up being a free objective for the Mkoi side. 31 petals to 13 is a ton of extra adaptive force, about 1,500 gold's worth, as Mkoi has to flash over the wall just to escape another death at the hands of the supreme display of talent. But the problem is, Dagda, that's another flash used defensive. Fully charged, fully stacked, still 2 stacks to go on the Rod of Ages for Poby. And this is what I was talking about earlier, the difference in completing that in time. Razor going for the flash engage there onto Supa, who makes the distance and gets away. Supreme display of talent, not gonna get a whole lot, but Alvaro's got the quickness to start the fight off in earnest as Oscar's already down. Mickey's struck alone in the backside of the enemy lines as Poby's gonna be melted by Elyoya. Razor can't stand any longer either, and Fnatic fall to pieces again. It's only Upset left alive. Try as he might, he can't win the fight. Fnatic are gonna find themselves aced before the Dragon Soul, and Mkoi have got this one all sewed up.
Fnatic are just too far behind when it comes to the gold. Even if you're not getting full value from the ultis, Alvaro sets up that engage, sets up the turnaround, and Mkoi sweeping through Fnatic. Mary.
Yeah, you're just trying to play for the 2% chance because otherwise it's a 1, right? And now
where does
Oscar
health bar go?
Yeah, I don't think this Ambessa is long for this world. That is not Ambessa from Arcane, my friend. That one is, that one's out of here.
Well, to be fair, Arcane didn't go too well for her either, you know?
Okay, all right, you got me there. Sorry for anybody who hasn't watched it yet. I guess that might be a possibly Mirwin and Jojo can just cover these flanks, make sure nobody from Fnatic can approach, and sure enough, Fnatic's not even
play. Can Fnatic do it?
Well, there's already a ward right where the unsealed teleport was coming in from Mkoi. Jojo flashes to the other side, but Mickey's ready to flash after him. Alvaro coming in to cover for his mid laner as Jojo is still alive now. Fnatic continue trying to press the assault, but now Mirwin is charging in from behind. A supreme display of talent right back into the wall. Fnatic tried, Fnatic died. There's no way to stop Mkoi now. Oscar Rinnan's the only one standing. It's a double kill for Elyoya there. An ace to end the game, 24-7 with an 18,000 gold lead. What'll be a 20,000 gold lead, I would have to think, by the end of this one. We'll see if those towers give it to us. It'll be just shy, but it won't matter. 27 minutes into the game, Mkoi slam game number 1.
Jojo has played this before. Is he willing to bring it out once more?
I'm not going to trust it until the timer runs all the way down. This is one of those picks that they'll bait you in. Yeah, that seems much more realistic, but no!
Yes!
Okay! What he likes to build is just going to be, it's Earth mode Kassadin, right?
Yeah.
Like this could be a problem if Fnatic allows it to go late, but immediate flash stun into the wall coming out from Mkoi. Alvaro down to 50 HP. He's going to die. It's first blood. Once you get to level 6, you become a real champion, and you can start at least trading back a little bit.
Yeah, it does give Fnatic a lot of windows of opportunity to be aggressive in the early stage, and that's why I like Razork's pathing here. He's going to sneak into the backline. Supa already low, and Razork's here.
Supa at 200 HP. He has Hot Cocoa behind him, but it's not very well charged. Supa down to 100, flashes away, but Razork with a flash follow. Razork gets the second
set up anywhere if he tries to interact, and Alvaro actually.
Yeah, Alvaro's going to find a level 4 Razork
no
waiting on him. This Bard is level 2. It is very difficult to deal with a Jarvan as level 2 Bard. And under the turret goes Razork, back to the fountain. Plasma procs, it procs for about 500 damage. It does quite a lot to the neutral objectives. And so then that leaves Razork the opportunity to just finish off towards this grub area here. Razork gonna go ahead, use his combo plus his smite to take the first grub. Elyoya wants to step in. Mkoi's goal here seems to grab at least one grub here. They do so with Elyoya's smite, but now they're trying to get back away. Alvaro wants to flash in the magical journey. The Cataclysm wall was on top of the normal wall, so he could still get away with it. Fnatic now trying to get back as Elyoya goes in for the Cyclone, but he only finds the knockup onto Oscar. Now Razork's gonna be the next target, and Supa's on the board. Mkoi, they steal away one of the grubs. The third grub is still alive, and they get the kill afterwards, despite their disadvantages in the game so far. Mkoi find a decent play there, but now Elyoya's in some danger. Tries to jump back in on Oscar, but Elyoya sticking around a little bit greedy with that position here. Razork gonna go ahead, use his combo plus his smite to take the first grub. Elyoya wants to step in. Mkoi's goal here seems to grab at least one grub here. They do so with Elyoya's smite, but now they're trying to get back away. Alvaro wants to flash in the magical journey. The Cataclysm wall was on top of the normal wall, so he could still get away with it. Fnatic now trying to get back as Elyoya goes in for the Cyclone, but he only finds the knockup onto Oscar. Now Razork's gonna be the next target, and Supa's on the board. Mkoi, they steal away one of the grubs. The third grub is still alive, and they get the kill afterwards, despite their disadvantages in the game so far. Mkoi find a decent play there, but now Elyoya's in some danger. Tries to jump back in on Oscar, but Elyoya sticking around a little bit. Instead, realizes he won't be able to reach the objective in time, so just goes back down to split push instead. Herald is secured by the side. Okay, Herald summoned as the dragon spawns. The Herald, they're trying to get the charge on it. Looks like that's all you're gonna get, but now the fight has already broken out. Poby taking a little bit of damage here as Tempered Fate catches out the Fnatic mid laner, but a nice keeper's verdict to knock JoJo away from the fight means there's not enough follow-up damage. Equalizer down on a Supa, follow-up there from Razork. Killer Instinct jumps in and Supa's already down. Oscar Innan's cooking Mirwin. Alvaro's already dead to the Acathian Rain, and when it rains, it pours. Fnatic are bringing it down on Mkoi. A double kill, back to upset, and it's an absolute slaughter for Fnatic.
Fnatic aren't done yet at Worlds 2025. Finding this fight, it looked a little dicey. I'm going to be honest, Poby not in the best of position to keep this fight rolling in Fnatic's favor.
They are going to roll over the fight. They can
that Infernal Soul plus position now to take this top lane tower. So much gold has been injected.
Find Fnatic there, but the Otacon's already going to be secured. Keeper's verdict knocks the enemy jungler out of the fight, and Mkoi took too long standing around watching the Otacon get taken. Mirwin's already down. Razor traps everybody in the Cataclysm.
Oh, Alvaro.
Tempered Fate to try to slow up the follow-up, but it ain't going to matter. I would have to think. Elyoya is spinning, but Mkoi ain't winning. Fnatic, they're going to find a kill on the enemy jungler next. They got the Otacon. They got a 2-for-1 trade after. They're chasing
early to this river, hoping to push Fnatic back.
Okay, slam into the wall, comes out, equalizer over the top. Elyoya going to be targeted here as soon as he gets out of the stasis. Probably going to try to spin. Redemption comes in, looking to heal him, but it's upset into the back line here with the Killer Instinct. Super trying to get away. Razork on the chase. Elyoya first to die. Razork might get traded, but no! JoJo has no damage. He's dead now as well. The Arcane Storm is half as big as the enemy jungle, and Fnatic get 4 for nothing.
That is exactly what Fnatic needed. They wipe the fight. They will take the soul. And after they've taken the life of Mkoi, they might just take this game as well.
8,000 gold. Infernal Soul. 25 flowers. Not sure what Mkoi does.
Yeah, if that isn't a MasterCard priceless moment right there, I don't know what it is. With the soul and everything taken, Fnatic just
might be the only chance for Mkoi to try to come back into this game. There it is, JoJo Pune level 16, but the Baron is already down to half HP, and Fnatic still commands a 9,000 lead with an Infernal Soul. Mkoi on the approach, Tempered Fate doesn't hit anyone. Baron at 2,000 HP, and it's already gonna get secured by Fnatic. Mirwin trying to escape now. Razork still pushing forward. Poby's also got a stasis. Keep your eyes on that armband. If Mkoi try to turn, it can't be onto him, as now Mirwin wants to drag Razork forward. They're going after the Fnatic jungler. He's already dead, but he cost the Cataclysm before he died, and that means Mkoi's going with them. Upset is dominating. Supa's out of the picture. Fnatic end up getting a 2-for-1. They've got the Baron, they've got the Soul, they've got the lead, they've got their eyes on the Nexus, and that first inhibitor turret is not gonna stop them. Mid lane inhibitor about to die next as Mirwin, Elyoya, and JoJo will try to defend. JoJo using the ultis, trying to get the stacks up, throws forward a little bit of damage, has to again ult backwards, trying to escape the gravity field. Mirwin burns down, and Upset is godlike. First Nexus turret down to half HP. Elyoya just trying to juke him, maybe make him think he's going in. Alvaro's back alive, but it's a level 10 Bard. He can't do a whole lot about this. Different Fate's not even available to cast. The minions continuing to fire into the turrets. Super back alive now too, into the back line. Goes Mkoi. Jojo wants upset, but upset's having none of it. Mkoi, they couldn't scale in time. Fnatic ran the game from minute number 1, and even faster than they lost the first one. They'll win the second one. We're going to game 3.
It's a Fnatic Jarvan skin.
Vein for Supa of 2025 here in their elimination game for Mkoi.
And I love this rotation from Mkoi, because we were talking about the Orin is a little bit tough to play for Fnatic into the Braum. But
we've got some game 1 versus game 2. This is the games that each team respectively won. It was Fnatic getting first blood in both of them, but now we've got the junglers showing up down here on the bottom side. Alvaro trying to get away, but wind becomes lightning coming out from Elyoya. It's first blood over to Supa with the condemn into the wall on Razork. Elyoya might die, but Supa wants to get one back. He tumbles and he finds the shot, but Upset is about to grab a double kill for himself. Both AD carries now with 2 kills.
Oh!
Mirwin nearly so is able to provide. But the other thing that I'm looking at, Ornn makes that volcanic rock appear. Jojo makes the entire Weaver's wall. Trundle even makes a pillar.
These waves in and Super approaching later.
Okay, now bottom side, Jojo gets shuffled back by Poby. No flash available on the Taliyah. Remember, that already had to be used last time. Poby gets some good damage onto the Mkoi mid laner, but Jojo continues looking to make his exit. Poby with a flash forward. Feat of Warfare claimed by Fnatic. Poby with the solo kill down in the bottom lane as Oscar Renan survives with 200 HP up here on the top side. Mkoi's not going to get anything back here just yet. Oscar Renan down very low, and he's executed by the ultimate of Elyoya. The counter-strike he was hoping would be...
Or Oscar Renan didn't use his flash. No communication on what was happening to Supa.
Yeah, Supa down to about 400 HP here. Mickey also low. Alvaro, again, just doing what the Braum was drafted to do. Right, means he doesn't have to use the crash down defensively over the wall to make sure that he stays safe. Shattering Strike does not hit. Alvaro now could be in a little bit of danger for the Glacial Fissure. Right back onto Mickey. He's the target. Elyoya goes in, and Jojo Pune secures the kill. Now Razork flashes over the wall, trying to stay alive. Upset, stunned back by the Condemn. Supa's on the chase. Elyoya wants to hit him with the wind, becomes lightning, and Supa flashes forward. Upset's out of there, and Supa just goes in on him.
Supa forcing the duel versus Upset and almost catches him off guard. I think Upset was expecting Supa to chase down. Oh wait, Razork caught as well?
Yeah, Razork stepped a little bit too far forward. He seismic shoved back into the unraveled earth, just disrespecting Mkoi's control.
Nuisance, but Elyoya chased him down. The Dragon does a reset here?
No, Patience isn't ticking down quite yet. He's at the very edge of his Patience, Dagda, as Mickey continues to take a little bit more damage. Supa finally arrives. Dragon's finally going to lose some Patience there, but ultimately secured by Elyoya. Mickey did a good job of being a distraction, but could not distract enough. Ultimately, as the TP is going to bring Jojo up into the top lane. This was a little bit sketchy. Does manage to use that seismic shove to knock Oscar into the furthest forward rock of the unraveled earth, stun him up and stay alive. But Jojo losing 60% HP there off of a little bit of an aggressive teleport. Not exactly what you want to see.
No, at least Alvaro coming up here to help him out, ensure that he can continue to push in this wave. Even having Elyoya to back him up as well means he should be fine. But with Rift Herald here,
oh, nice pillar coming out from Razork. Immediately pops the subjugate as well. Supa is the target, and Fnatic needs a little bit more damage to secure the kill. Mickey wants to go for the Magnet Storm, but Mickey dying gives triumph over
opportune times that are causing these issues. We get Oscar Renan before the Voidgrub's dying. Now we're getting the kill onto Mickey just as the Rift Herald spawns, and Oscar Renan might fall afterwards.
Oscar trying to get away from this one. Elyoya and Jojo moving together. Nice placement there on the seismic shove. Counter strike trying to turn it around a little bit, but there's nothing to turn around in a 2v1 when Taliyah hits her CC. It's another free kill over to Mkoi. Razork will at least steal the red buff away, but a red buff traded for a kill, now going to be traded for a tier 1 turret. That's not enough.
And I don't know if Oscar Renan's allergic to his flash button this game, but kind of needs to start using that a little bit more. As Fnatic now on the bottom side.
Fnatic's on the bottom side. They're trying to secure this first turret. They want to try to win the feats of warfare with this. However, the Herald was already used on the top side, and the feats are going to go over to Mkoi. Now they're still trying to beat the turret down in enough time to take the fight. Poby summons up the Sun Disc, but Alvaro and Mirwin will just walk away. Yes, they lose the turret, but lives, and those are just the heartbreakers. Everybody who's ever played League has had one of those before, but now Mkoi potentially going for an invade. Fnatic maybe with a collapse, but no, it's JoJo riding the wall straight in. It's Oscar dead first. Mickey wants to get away. Tier 1 turret. They've got the wave. They've got the man advantage. Here comes True Shot Barrage. Real nice damage onto 3 with that one. But still, the pressure keeps coming in as Razork's got to be careful. Seismic Shove again. He's getting juggled around by the Glacial Fissure. One more hit will kill him, but he stays alive with the Subjugate for now. Mirwin bowls him over the Orn Horn. And Mkoi have 10 kills.
Mkoi played that so well around Poby's range. Poby TP'd in and was dying to get that knockback with the Emperor's Divide, but he's not giving it, and now he's pushing forward.
And we got a TP coming in. Mickey wanted to step forward to make something happen, but now he's going to be in some danger. JoJo takes the kill, but Yoya is going to be very low. Finally a shutdown, finally a kill, back to Fnatic. Upset's taking the credit, and Oscar gets another shutdown, this time on a JoJo. Supa and Alvaro down to 3.5, but it is still a very large advantage for Mkoi, who will collect their second Drake of the game.
This is a bit of a mistake from Fnatic, though. They're not actually going for the turret trade on the top side. They're sending Poby back, and it means that Mkoi get the dragon. There's no real trade, and they won't be able to protect this bot side turret either. Fnatic failing on the cross map, failing in the fights. And well, the problem is at this stage, there are so many threats on Mkoi as Mirren finds Mickey.
And Mickey's going to step forward, goes in for the Magnet Storm, but he hasn't found Supa here just yet. Supa going back over the wall as Oscar Minen's going to get stunned up, blown up, shot down. He's out. Fnatic lose their dash away defensively. Rest of the team on Mkoi going down to the Otacon pit.
Oh, it's phase 2.
Has joined back up. Mickey's got to be careful as he walks away from this one. Razork can't get anywhere near it, and Otacon is slain without casualties by 900 gold each, so you can just go ahead and add 1,600, 1,800 extra gold to the already 4.8 thousand gold lead as Mickey tries to escape. And Alvaro and Supa have arrived. That Rel is shot down in the air. JoJo picks up kill 3.
Yeah, at this stage, Mickey just trying to get out onto the map to see if he can do anything to catch Mkoi out. But this game is already slipping very heavily in favor of Mkoi. And it looks like Mkoi...
It looks like here in game number 3, they're set to do it again. Fnatic moving forward, but Razork is immediately met by Alvaro and Supa. The rest of Mkoi not here quite yet, but a nice Orn Horn onto 3. Mickey's gonna die before he can cast a spell. Now Razork's trying to get away, but he's exhausted. Killed by JoJo. The remaining...
And if Fnatic can't find these picks, they're just running more and more gold into the hands of JoJo, into the hands of Supa. And now they respond 20 seconds until that next dragon is up, and Mkoi gets
area just to establish some vision, make sure nobody's going to sneak it from Fnatic. And here's another look at what we were talking about, that head-to-head throughout the year, the 2025 LEC Winter Playoffs.
And the fight begins.
All right, teleport from Mickey coming around from the side. Oscar in the middle of everybody, but immediately Poby is dead as the fight begins. Supa's under pressure, but he isn't dead yet. The rest of the team peels beautifully. Fnatic knew they had to try something, but it just wasn't enough. Mkoi pick up 3 for 3. They're gonna take the Baron. That Baron just melts in the face. So even if Fnatic managed to have a miraculous defense inside their base, they've still got a lot of tasks ahead of them to have any chance coming back into this game. They are now relying on some sort of mistake from Mkoi, some kind of a misplay, some kind of an overdive, because it's just so hard to play from this much of a disadvantage. Razork stepping forward, pops the ulti just to try to survive, but the damage from the Vayne is so much. Razork, one more auto attack from Supa would have killed him, and he barely hobbles away, but now that's Trundle without an ulti, trying to team fight whenever they try to defend.
And it's the towers that are going to fall. This Baron is exactly what you need for this short-range composition to take them down.
Now Poby about to get stunned up there by the concussive blows. Supa's unstoppable. Poby's down. Mickey's about to join him. It's 2 kills already over to Mkoi, and Oscar's lost his counter-strike. He'll be third to die. Mkoi, it might have been a longer series than they would have hoped for. That second game might have been a little rough, but here in game number 3, they're showing they've got what it takes. Nexus turret's under fire. Razork about to die. They'll stun him up and beat him down just to make a statement. Mkoi will emerge victorious from the LEC Civil War. They will make their way onto the Nexus. They will add insult to injury, looking to find the last kill here onto Upset. Mickey respawns and charges out. He immediately has to charge right back away into a black and white screen. Mkoi stay alive at Worlds and eliminate Fnatic.